Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is a Movie Talk Wednesday, so I'm going to be talking to you guys about another one of my favorite films. So I already did favorite animated film, and now I'm kind of cheating, and I'm going to do another favorite animated film, but this is my favorite animated film. So my favorite animated film is Howl's Moving Castle. Howl's Moving Castle is a fantasy adventure story directed by the wonderful Hayao Miyazaki from Studio Ghibli, and it is based on a fantasy novel by, let me get her name right, Diana Wynne-Jones, who is a British author, and the movie came out in 2004. This movie is about a young woman named Sophie, and she works as a hatter, and she's living in a world where magic exists, and she's kind of swept away on this magical journey by this wizard named Howl. And Howl is young and kind of romantic, and he's, really just sweeps her off her feet, but she's kind of a homebody, and so she doesn't really take to him all that well right at the beginning. She is, mystified a little bit, but is still, kind of reserved. And she has a curse placed upon her by a witch called the Witch of the Waste, and it makes her appear like a very old woman. And so she goes in search of Howl in order to remove the curse, and she eventually finds his moving castle, the titular Howl's Moving Castle. I have this wonderful poster that my sister gave me. It's beautiful. I love it. Anyway, and so she ends up in the castle with Howl and meets some of his magical folk. He has a fire, like a living fire, a fire demon named Calcifer, who is voiced by the hilarious Billy Crystal in the English version, and they kind of have this little love-hate relationship. And we find out later on, I don't want to spoil it too much for you, but you find out later on in the movie that they have a deeper connection, that's not readily apparent. So as Sophie kind of masquerades as this working woman, she kind of uses Howl to get back to this Witch of the Waste lady in order to get this spell removed. But she can't tell anyone about the spell, is kind of the trick. And so she is just kind of left being the servant lady for Howl. And, they fall in love, and it's very sweet, and she kind of ends up saving him at the end as well. But the broader story outside of Sophie and Howl is that this country is going to war, and that the government is kind of militarizing the wizards, and so Howl is avoiding this military prescription? What is this word? Conscription. And Howl is sort of avoiding this military conscription that he has been forced into, and is, trying to avoid going to that. But eventually he does end up participating, and it's like absolutely traumatizing for him and pretty much anyone else involved. But it's an excellent film. I don't want to ruin it for you. It is lovely and full of beautiful fantasy moments, and has a very tender ending and a tender love story throughout. So if you're interested in that kind of film, I highly recommend it. I've often heard it said that your first Miyazaki movie is the one that you love the most, and that is true for me. Howl's Moving Castle was the first Miyazaki film that I watched, but there are so many other wonderful, beautiful stories that he has made and brought to life through Studio Ghibli. Another one of my favorites of his is Spirited Away, which it stars this adorable little girl who is literally spirited away and has to find her way in this kind of spirit realm, which is very fantastic. But there's so many more. I could go on for days about this, but anyway, just wanted to give my 2 cents on that. I think it is beautifully crafted. It has these wonderful messages about love and commitment, and then the broader messages of kind of anti-war and, peace that are just so important in our world today. So if you haven't seen Howl's Moving Castle, I highly recommend it, and you should go check it out. Anyway, thanks for listening. I'll see you guys next time. Bye! Oh, you stuck around. Hi, welcome back. I just wanted to explain kind of my little brief hiatus there. I was heavily involved in the school where I work. I was heavily involved in the prom, and that took up just gobs and gobs and gobs of my time. So anyway, you should be able to expect regularly scheduled videos from this point forward, but no promises. I am a very busy lady, and I have trouble saying no. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.